picked up a Hammond organ. Now, I'm not a musician, nor do I know how to play these things, but I usually take them for what electronics is associated in them. So let's take the back off this and see what's in it. Sometimes there's drivers, speakers, whatnot. The thing with this is like a 70s model. It has an LED, so I'm guessing late 70s, early 80s model. No model on it, so I can't look it up. It is solid state. The last one harvested was someone had moved into it. It was stored in a shed and critters had moved into it, so we did manage to salvage the amplifier and drivers out of it and whatnot. There isn't a lot of call for these things these days. Either the folks that would play them are no longer around, or nobody's really shown any interest in this. So what do we have inside? This, I know, is the that's a reverb unit. That's just a couple of springs, vibrato springs hooked with an RCA jack here to give some kind of vibrato sound effect. Again, the top is particle board. We can get some date codes off of these parts here in a minute. But I don't imagine anybody is in need. I don't imagine anyone is in need of parts from this thing. You can see there's a couple of processors here socketed. And what I'm interested in is a model number and or the amplifier. Looks like it's domestically made. That may be the power supply. And there's our speaker, foot pedal, the key foot pedal. Alright, so this must be our combination amplifier power supply right here. The date on the capacitors here is 74, the 43rd week of 74. So there's our power supply. I still don't have off the microphone. I still don't have a model number here that I can reference. I do like the speaker. Perhaps we can harvest it for some of the components. Well, that's all. That'll do it for this edition of the Hammond organ. And we got some books to sing along with. Wish I knew how to play the darn things. There's just a plethora of music books here. Country Pickens. books go on. The greatest hits of 1985 and 86. How many songs I don't want to ever hear again? Well, Hammond organ chorus. Notepad with nothing on it. There you have it. The Hammond, I don't know what model number it is. Electronic organ. Okay, what we have here today is show and tell for you is the 1970s Hammond organ. What I've gone ahead and done is taken the back off so we can have a look inside to see what might be harvested, because I don't know how to play, and there just doesn't seem to be a lot of call for these things these days. We'll get a look inside here at some of the circuitry. I can't find a model number. This here is like the vibrato, couple of springs, RCA connectors to give like a tremolo vibrato type sound. Again, this looks domestically made. It almost looks like the same factory that makes the Magnavoxes have made this. And down here is our power supply with the date code on those sprigs. There's 7434, so that's the 34th week of 74 that was made. Our power supply, the foot pedal, and the other foot pedals. That's the volume, tremolo, foot pedal there, whatever. So that's an inside look at the back of the Hammond organ. Again, I don't see any reference to a model number here. No type of diagram or anything. There's our speaker. So the question, keep it or harvest it. No one seems to have room to keep these, so this most likely will end up being harvested for the components inside. Greatest hits of 85, 86. have the music books along with the Hammond organ. Okay, before we go any further with this, I'm sure inquiring minds are going to want to know, before we decide what to do with this Hammond organ, is, did you plug it in? Does it work? Well, no. Why don't we go ahead and do that and see what we get. So we'll hit it with some power here, hopefully. I heard it. Crackle there, but I think we have something. Definitely has that 70s sound to it. There you have it. Okay, let's have one more look inside the Hammond organ. Found out that this is the keyboard here comes off. It's pretty modular, so we've taken that off. We may just piece this thing out. It's called the Hammond Organ Romance series from the 70s. This lid lifts open so you can have access to the keys in case they needed to be cleaned. Determine that this over here is the audio amplifier, and thus the other electronic chord modules and whatnot. So again, what we'll do with this, who knows. There's a last look at the Hammond Romance series.